Yes, hi, good evening once again. So you're welcome to this mentorship session. For many that have been following us for the last 2 years, probably, I think, yeah, where we started more with the PTDF sessions and we had a lot of participants. I think overall, we have trained more than about 500 to 600 people so far in the last 2 years. And we decided with the other mentors, which we already know the main view, we decided to expand more to start dealing with graduate applications overall at the global scale, where we look at applications from the US and other scholarships and so on. So these are the main mentors that I think the entire main group know about. I have Kayode, Oshinobi Dr. Kayode. He's a postdoctoral researcher currently in Northern Arizona University. Dr. Hanli Bingari is a professional geologist working with Geosyntec Consultant. Then Dr. Lukman Ismaila is currently a postdoctoral researcher at the Johns Hopkins University, USA. And then we have Olushola Nenua, who is rounding up his PhD at the Métier Institute of Technology at Métier in France. And then we have Adamu Mohammed Kabiru, who is also rounding up his master's degree from Ecole Polytechnique here in France. And then we have Christian Okoye. Chris is online, who is a CFD engineer with City Engineering Group here in France. And then virtually everybody knows me here. So overall, you will not be hearing from any of us today. So we've welcomed about 7 people that will be talking with us all through out today. And briefly, I'm going to just mention their names and then I will start. I'll make an introduction for any person that wants to speak. I'll just read a little about them before they go ahead to start their own talk. So you have Silas Adiolua Samuel, who is a PhD candidate in the 4th year in Oklahoma State University, United States. We have Chizi Bolu Nwokoye, who is also a PhD candidate, Oregon State University. We have Jonah Nagura, who is also a PhD candidate in University of Chicago, United States. We have Timele, oh my God, Yoruba, sorry. So I will shorten Timi David Oyedeji, Dr. Timi David Oyedeji, who is a postdoctoral researcher at TU Darmstadt in Germany. Yeah, and then we have Chukwufumnaya Isiche, who is a process engineer with software seat engineering here in France. Then Sunday Godwin, who is a graduate student in the University of Alabama, United States. And we have Gochiku Stephen, who is a senior engagement and service professional with St. Luke's Address Service in the United Kingdom. So each of these speakers will be speaking to us on different items we've already outlined on the advert. So we'll be covering, we'll look at some of the major funding, and each of these people, the US guys would speak more of their experiences from grants and so on within the US access, how some of you can be able to get admissions, get supervisors that can be able to support your applications and so on to get to start a master's, which will evolve into a PhD. And then we have others who are ex-Chivlin scholars, Erasmus Mundus scholars, Total Energy International Scholarship scholars, and then we have overall the PTDF overseas scholars as well. So in each of the discussions we'll be making today, we'll be covering aspects in understanding grants and funding sources, crafting a winning statement of purpose, which we call SOP, securing strong letters of recommendation, navigating the admission requirements overall, building a strong research proposal, tips on networking with professors, potential advisors, and so on, managing timelines and the current deadlines for applications and so on generally, interview preparation and common mistakes that we do as applicants. So without wasting our time, we're starting with Jonah. Sorry. So I've just read it a little bit about him. Jonah is an outstanding physicist whose academic excellence began with earning a first-class degree in physics from the University of Ibadan. His early academic success was followed by a pre-PhD diploma at the International Center for Theoretical Physics, ICTP in Italy, where he furthered his knowledge in advanced physics concepts. Currently, he's in the fourth year of his PhD at the University of Chicago, focusing on the groundbreaking research on quantum physics and computing. So his work explores the frontier of these fields, contributing to the development of future technologies, and Jonah's dedication to scientific discovery is driven by his passion for understanding the fundamental laws of the universe. So Jonah will be speaking on building a strong research proposal. So go ahead, Jonah. I will stop sharing and unmute you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. So go ahead.
Yeah, I should. I mean, I do not have like big slide, but I have like just three just to aid my discussion. I will just quickly share my screen, nothing fancy, just a good pointer to just aid like what I want to share with everyone. Yeah. So thank you so much, Joshua, for inviting me and also like giving me the opportunity to share like this to the community about about these topics. So I want to just point out today about research proposal, and this is in fact very important, especially if you are thinking about starting a PhD program, and or your master's. Uh, it's important to like really understand exactly your research and be able to persuade or convince people to fund you to do your research. This is very important. So if you allow me, I will just point out, like if you are getting started to this is perhaps one of the like the most difficult things to do because what you are doing here is, first of all, before you write anything about your research proposal, you have to understand the field. You have to like have a good understanding of the field, being that you know what is currently happening in that area of research. It might be physics, it might be geology or medicine. You need to really understand what is exactly happening in the field. And so you can demonstrate that also clearly in your communication of your ideas, that when you talk about your ideas, either like emails or face-to-face with people, that you are demonstrating that, yeah, you have a strong understanding of that field and what is lacking and what type of research needs to be done. But for you to even do that, I think with my own experience when I was like applying for a PhD program, this is like most of like the bulk part of this for my application, because some of the people I wanted to work with, I actually maybe I've met them in person or I've talked with them. And so for me to like convince them to work is not necessarily any idea of like introducing myself, but like telling them that, oh, I want to do a research in this particular field. And so for me to like reach that point where I can like discuss these things with people, I spent a lot of time, months of reading literature reviews. So literature reviews are very important uh, for you to like just get yourself comfortable with the field. What is like what is happening in the field? What are like for people maybe that are interested in physics, I could tell you a little bit about physics. There is like this journal, Reviews of Modern Physics, which basically experts in the field gather, write reviews about what we understand so far in the field, where we are, current challenges. So this is a very beautiful way to like define how like your research should be. You understand the field, what is exactly happening with this area. For example, in my own research, there's an area in like quantum communication. So you understand quickly what quantum communication is, what we are trying to achieve, what we have, the progress we've made so far, the ongoing challenges. And those ongoing challenges were pivotal for me to like write a research proposal. So I needed to like really understand, okay, we have been able to understand clearly about maybe quantum entanglement or like some other aspect of quantum communication, but we still don't know how to remove noise that affects entanglement, for example. This is just physics jargon. And so all the proposals are still at the frontier. So if I want to like write a research proposal, I start from there because I understand what's happening in the field. Now I can actually write something, convince people about these ongoing challenges. I'm well aware about them and I'm motivated to contribute to this. And what is important here is to understand that nobody really knows. With research, there might be experts in the field, but those challenges, nobody really knows how to solve. So they really need your expertise to contribute towards that. And for you to do that means that you are, first of all, motivated and you understand what the challenges are. So the other thing is also before you write anything, depending on whoever PI or professors you want to work with, is to understand their research. So if I am interested in quantum communication and I've read a lot of things in quantum communication per se, and then I want to work with someone that is, however, not doing anything there, is probably doing something in let's say something in physics, but it's maybe a little bit related to quantum, maybe quantum computing. Computing is completely different from communication. It makes no sense for me to write to that person telling them I want to do something in communication while they're only interested in computing. This is very important that you spend a lot of time first, depending on, you might have like series of stuff that you are interested in. You might have 5 aspects of research you want to do, but it's important to ensure that all the people you're trying to talk to or apply to work with them, you are only proposing stuff that they are doing or they have some expertise there. And I will also advise that the thing about cold emails or is not necessary. I think people have niched that you write cold emails only to the professor. I think especially in like US universities, from my own experience, writing to PhD students or even postdocs in those groups are very important. So if I want to like work with anybody in the US, for example, I go to check their personal website or their group website, and I see what they are doing, their ongoing research. And I assure you, it doesn't matter. It might be Stanford, it might be Harvard. Some people never update their website. So the research proposals or the research that they are doing there might be some, or the news. A good way to know is the news in that website. It might be 5 years ago, 3 years ago when they updated anything. So it's just a dummy website, doesn't work. But so using that research that they pointed out in their website might be something that they are no longer doing. And the thing to know is that if you write a research proposal to somebody, to a professor about some work he was doing in 2012, it's most likely it's never doing that, because most research in the US are based on funding. It might be that the Department of Energy or Department of Defense have already moved, they've paid money, it was allocated for just 5 years, and that has exhausted. So they are doing some different research based on the available funding. The PI might still be interested in going to the research he was doing 5 years ago, but he can't fund you because he doesn't have any funding that allows you to do that research. So what is important first is to, first of all, check their website, see what they are going through, what they are doing. Maybe writing cold email to their PhD students, asking them about the current research, or like the research their PI is mostly motivated about, so that you know, to aid you when you write to your PIs or when you try to like write your research proposal. And secondly, their Google Scholar or their ResearchGate, not reading their 2012 or 2013 papers, but looking at the papers they were doing in the last, say, 4 years, the papers they have written. This points out to you from the latest papers that this is what their interest is. So this is very important. And so before you get started, before you do anything, be familiar about, just rounding up this, be familiar about your field. The idea about communicating your ideas is very important, because this you can even work with in groups to write a very short presentation to tell people in your that you are trying to apply with, to just listen, so you can demonstrate that you understand what is happening, what the challenges are, not just to yourself, but also to friends. Yeah, so this is just the last slide and I stop. The other thing about your research proposal that I feel that you should point out is that, and I think that I see a lot of Nigerians try to do this, there tends, when I read people's research proposal, when I read people's stuff, it seems like they are begging. I could feel that, oh yeah, they are begging to be accepted. No, when you write a research proposal, you should have I mean, this is maybe bad, but you should have an ego that you are capable to like do this research. And so don't beg, just point out, okay, I have the skills, and this is my own research. It might be that your PI has funding, but the point is that that research will be you would carry out the research, and it is your own research. And when you write papers, it will be your name that will first of all be there, because it's your own research. And most importantly, independence. You should be able to demonstrate independence, that you can do your research on your own, in addition to collaborating with a team. So yeah, so you should just go straight to the point. No need to like, oh yeah, when I was like, I mean, it depends, but to me, I feel like there's no point saying that, oh, when I was 2 years old, or when I was 5 years old, I've always been fascinated about this. It's great. I feel like it's better to just go to the directly when you write your research proposal, go directly to the point. So far, we've understood how this and this and this has worked. However, there's a lot of current challenges that we need to understand, including this, and my experience or my knowledge in this field in the past 3 years, when I was maybe in college, in the university, has helped me or has facilitated me to like carry on this research. And so I want to work with this and this and this, and work on this field and expand this field, and point out your independence. I'm able to carry out this and this and this on my own, in addition to working with teams. So this demonstrating that is really all that matters. When I see people here, students here in the US that apply, I could see stark difference from like most of us in Nigeria that are applying to schools, because we are going farther back in history instead of like just going straight to the point, pointing out we understand the field, we can demonstrate our capability, and we can carry out our work completely on our own.
Hi,
And
Jonah.
so,
You have a minute, 1 minute.
oh yeah, so I think I'm done actually. So I should stop sharing this. And yeah.
Okay, yes. So thank you very much, Jonah. So what we're doing is we're going to take everybody's presentation, and then after which we will take the questions. So I think it's more